All right, guys, welcome back to Crossman Productions. Hey, guys, we are entering into Release the Beast Week. Last week we've been telling you guys about Power Slaps 7 over in Vegas with Wolverine, defending his title. Well, he does not have to defend his title. We'll talk about that because we have Wolverine on. But so we had three really big matches that happened on Friday out in Vegas. So Wolverine was supposed to have a title fight, didn't happen. But then Damien Dibbell did have a title fight. So we're going to talk to Damien about his title fight. And then the Hawaiian Hitman came in, and that's going to be a good matchup because I think eventually Power Slap is going to get sanctioned probably in Hawaii, hopefully, and then they're going to match up the Hawaiian Hitman with his brother, who holds the super heavyweight title, the Crazy Hawaiian. So that's going to be huge. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. But right now, I'm going to bring in our friend Damien Dibbell. We're going to talk about Damien's matchup against Philip, the King of King Ryan. So, what's up, bro?
Hey, man, how's it going?
It's going good,
Hey,
brother. Hey, thanks for joining me, man.
Yes, sir. Always love to come on.
Hold on, I think you're frozen. There you go. All right. Oh, no. I know you're in your. I got you in your car, so I know that. Hopefully, everything should be good. Yeah, everything should be good.
No. I have to show off, the lighting.
Right. So, yeah, man. So, let's talk about Friday, man. So, Friday, you had to come in and defend your title against Ryan Phillips. That dude looks like he's a beast too. I mean, he doesn't look like
he took them shots. Like, all respect to him, he went the distance.
Right. And what's funny about that is that when I was watching it, I thought that it was going to end up being the judge's decision. Because you guys went pretty much the whole distance. It wasn't until the very end that you knocked him out, but which I'm glad you did. Because I hate those the judges' decisions because you never know how they're gonna,
you never know which way it's gonna swing. So it's better just never to leave it to the judge. If you can help it, never leave it to the judges.
Right. So so that seemed like a really good fight. So and then watching the pre-interviews, Ryan seems like one of those guys that talk a lot of crap.
Oh yeah. He definitely loves to talk shit, but it's just all for fun,
Right.
He's just one of them guys that likes to make everybody laugh.
Right. So and then, like I say, he looked he was a tough opponent. So what were you thinking about? What did you have, like, strategy coming in?
I did have kind of like a backup strategy because every match I go into kind of the same way at the beginning, just hit them hard, see how they react to my normal hits, and then just play it off of that. If it comes down to those 3, 4, 5th rounds, then I'll maybe start pulling some strategy out. But if I feel like I'm killing it with my normal slap, then I'll just keep going with that till the end. And that's what I did for that match. After the first hit, I was like, okay, we're chilling here. And then second, third round came around, and I was just kept pushing up, seeing how much he could take, and then 4th round was what done it in.
Right, man. Right. And like I said, that was a great matchup too between the two of you guys. So luckily it didn't end up being up to the judges who thing. I'm glad that at the end that you laid them out. So, and that's what we watch. That's what we watch Power Slap for, right? We watch it to see these guys get laid out. So,
And that match was a really fun match because you got a little bit of both. You got the war for a couple of rounds, and then the big knockout to finish it off.
Right.
I felt really good about that match.
Good. Hey, so with all the other matches that night, what do you think was the biggest upset of the night?
Honestly, Blackburn knocking out KO Chris like that was pretty big. Like, I knew he was going to put up a fight, but I didn't expect it to go like that. Like, definitely a reason he won the extra, crypto bonus, because that was crazy.
Right. Yeah, I saw that he won the bonus for the night. Yeah.
Yeah, so he got double bonuses actually. So he definitely proved himself with that knockout.
So what weight division is he in?
That's welterweight, I believe.
Oh, welterweight. Okay.
Welter middleweight. I'm bad at knowing all these different weight classes.
So they have a ton of different divisions there. I mean, you got the light heavyweight, you got the heavyweight, you got super heavyweight. Those guys in the super heavyweight, those guys are beasts. I had Danny Van Hardinen and Manu on the show. Those guys are massive dudes, man.
Oh yeah, but they're also nice.
Yeah, exactly. These guys are so down to earth.
Massive dudes, like, but just teddy bears when you meet them. Like, so down to earth, so humble. Like, a lot of great guys.
Cool. And we have the Crazy Hawaiian's going to come on. So I'm going to try to get him to come on with his brother.
Oh yeah, that'd be an awesome show.
So he and I've been talking, so we're just trying to find a date that works for his schedule so we can get him on. But man, so what's next? What's next for you? Do they have they told you who you're going to have to go up against, or they're still down the road?
I have no information on who's going to be next. My best guesses would be that they put Dwayne and Ellis to fight each other because, Dwayne beat Logan the Power Slap 6, and then Ellis got the win over Dorian, but it was a DQ win. So if either of them want a title shot, they're probably going to have to get a knockout in that fight to really prove it. Otherwise, I'm hoping that they bring on a lot of heavyweights in the next TV show because we're running out of people at this point.
Right. That's another thing too, man, is, I have a lot of people who watch the show, watch Power Slap, and none of them would get up and do what you guys are doing. So I know how difficult it is to get people to come and contend. One, you got to be willing to stand there and take a slap, which is,
and
that's crazy.
It's actually surprising. There's so many people that want to do it, but it's hard to get into. I don't know how the process works nowadays, but I've heard it's really difficult to get in nowadays. So they're just kind of filtering, trying to find the best of the best.
So if somebody did want to get into it, like they want to become a Power Slap, is there a specific process they have to go through?
I'm actually not sure. I know there's Erica is one of the ladies that does the matchmaking. They send their application. Nowadays, fighters actually give referrals to people that they think should join the sport. But I know there's a filtering process, but I'm not sure how they pick and just choose who's going to be part of the sport or come into the house every season.
Cool. So how did you get involved? I mean, when you decided to do Power Slap, what was your process of getting in?
When I was starting, I was already Power Slap Fight Championships.
Right.
So when the deal with bringing Darius, Ron, and Frank the Tank over, I was just part of that package that got brought over. So I was I wasn't here since the very, very beginning, like the qualifiers for the house, but I was part of it since, the beginning of season 1 up till now. Okay,
cool. So you've been in it for a while. I mean,
oh yeah.
And people don't realize, so it started off with Power Slap with JT Tilley. He's the one that started that, right?
JT started Slap Fight Championships.
Yeah, the slap fight. And then Dana White came back and brought in the power slap.
Yeah.
So is the slap fight champion still around, or did it just convert over to power slap?
No, they still have their own events and everything. A lot of pretty good. Yeah, they have a lot of really good fighters, pretty good events. Like they're still doing their own thing, killing it.
Right.
Just a separate organization.
Okay. Yeah, I had Jason Jones on in the beginning. Nice. One of my earlier shows. So, and it's funny because when I interviewed Jason, Jason's also a wrestler. And so he's been wrestling for a while. He's been wrestling for a while. And he said that when people meet him on the street, they all know him from the slap fight. You know, they don't. He's like, I've been wrestling for like 10, 15, 20 years, somewhere around there. He's been wrestling for a while. And, you know, nobody comes to talk to him about his wrestling. They all, you know him from the TikTok videos for the slap fight. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, the sport's blowing up, man. I've definitely been getting recognized a lot more too. Like it's been just exploding in popularity.
Well, you know, that's the thing I was going to ask you guys too. Is I know that in the last year they said that they've had like I don't know. I saw some figures like 2.6 million on TikTok, and with it becoming so popular, are people starting to approach you and they're like know who you are because they're like, oh, I've seen you on you know, TikTok.
It happens all the time now. It used to be like very sporadic, but now it's like I recognized at the grocery store yesterday. It just happens more and more often.
Right. And you know the sport's growing too because with Power Slap 6 being on being done during the Super Bowl weekend, they had a huge celebrity crowd. And I noticed too in Power Slap 7 that you guys have several celebrities out there in the crowd as well. So you know, I can see that it's starting to grow. Roman Reigns was there. I saw Roman Reigns in the audience.
That's wild. Yeah, no, there's a lot of celebrities that they're bringing in. It's crazy just thinking about, you know, all the big names that are coming out to these events. You know, just real and then you're main eventing these kinds of events. It's it puts on a lot of pressure, but it's so enjoyable, so much fun.
Man, so being coming from the slap fight when it first started, and everything was unsanctioned and underground and hidden locations. Now you're at Power Slap where it's more open and you have those sanctions. What's the biggest difference that you've seen between the two?
Honestly, pretty much everything. I mean, the places we stay are different. The people we meet, the food we have, we went from just being in real underground to being in the middle of Las Vegas. So, there's really no comparing the two when it comes to that aspect.
Cool. And what's it like working for Dana White? What's he like?
I get asked that a lot. I've really only had exchanged a couple words with the guys, so I don't really know what he's like to work with. But Frank, Erica, AJ, all the Power Slap crew, they're all nice people. We really get along. It feels like family whenever we go down there. Right. So now we got to talk about this. I talked about it a little bit before we got on. I want to talk about the Terp Wolverine match with Terp coming in overweight. Now I'm going to touch more on this tomorrow when Wolverine's on because, dude, I told Wolverine, be prepared. I'm probably going to be the most animated he's ever seen because that match is crazy. With Terp coming in overweight and here's the thing that gets me. I'm probably gonna be animated now but here's the thing that really gets me about Terp is Terp came in overweight. They said he was 15 pounds, but I heard that he was heavier than that. He was. There's no way he was 15 pounds off of weight because they said he weighed 122. I'm 222. I'm 219. I know he's bigger than I am. So there's no way he only gained 15 pounds. He weighed in a good deal. Yeah, no, he came in way overweight. Like it was almost like, bro, how do you even expect to cut like that?
Right.
Especially being
And
a
so that's what
kind of amateur at cutting weight.
well, that's the other thing too is this is a professional league. You know what I mean? And you guys you guys are disciplined, just like the UFC, and I mean you guys got to make your weight. You got to get in there. You got to put in the work. You got to it's not a cakewalk. It's not just you guys walk in and just slap each other and that's the end of the day for you guys. You guys are actually working. So for him to come in that much overweight, I think it was a strategic move. And I'm thinking that at some point he's going to come back and he's going to want to change weight class and go, move from light heavyweight to heavyweight. And then I think he's going to challenge you. I think that's his plan. They say he's going to challenge you.
Yeah, no, that's honestly not a smart plan. Just from beginning to end, just because if you were struggling against Ron, you should have lost that match. The only reason you did it is because you came in a way overweight. Like,
right,
heavyweight is not going to be easy like you think it is. Like,
right.
I also just personally, again, everyone that comes up against me has never been dropped before, and I drop everybody. So it's just like challenging me at this point without cementing yourself in the sport and
right.
actually proving that you can hang with, especially heavyweight top class. Because even Dorian's got a solid chin, a good slap.
Right.
Dwayne,
right.
Crespo, like you still have to get through all these other great guys before you even challenge me at the end. So, heavyweight isn't going to be a cakewalk like he thinks it is, especially coming in from like heavyweight into heavyweight. Like, it's going to be a rough transition for him. A lot of these guys cut down to fight in heavyweight, so it's going to be rough for him if he tries to do that.
Yeah, and I put that in a post too. I'll show you the post later, but I kind of called him out on. There was a post with Dana White talking about him gaining weight and talk that he had. I think it's something that Danny posted, but I threw my comments in there and I told him that if he goes after the heavyweight and he has to face you, that's going to be another uphill battle that I don't think he's gonna make. So I know you're not giving up that belt anytime soon.
Oh yeah, no, like it's definitely not to anyone, because I mean he was having an uphill battle with Ron, and I've already beat Ron last year, like, and I've progressed so much further than that. I mean, don't get me wrong, Ron's been going crazy too in his own division, but it's just completely different weight classes. Like, it's going to be a different level of fight when it comes to me. And I'm sorry, but I'm gonna hit him with the kitchen sink, and no one's been able to do that so far. So
so the thing that killed me about it is at the post interview, he's still talking trash. He's talking trash after the win. I'm like, dude, why are you talking trash? You know what I mean? Because to me, you didn't really win. You had to put on the weight to be able to knock Ron, knock Ron out. But you had the weight advantage. You know what I mean? So I don't know, call me stupid, but I think how is that not cheating?
Yeah, no, in my opinion, he didn't win that match by any means. I mean, you knocked him out, but under the circumstances, that's not a win. Especially when you had to give up your fight check. Wasn't for the belt. You had to fight in a completely different weight class. Like, no, that's. I'm honestly surprised there weren't more repercussions about the whole scenario, because also that's kind of ruining a co-main event. Like, that was supposed to be another big fight for the night, and kind of ruined that, because there's supposed to be 2 belts on the line. It wasn't just supposed to be my fight, so you're kind of throwing a wrench in everyone's plans about how this event's supposed to go. So, I thought there would have been more, but that's everything up to them.
Well, see, and that's the thing too, is I feel like that so far Turpin has gotten a lot of special treatment, because he already faced Ron the last match and he lost. And it wasn't like he lost by some controversial call. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
he
no,
lost. He lost.
yeah, he's straight up lost. Like,
Yeah. So how do you automatically get a rematch from that? And then your rematch, you come back in overweight. Yeah.
yeah, no, honestly, like that would be like, nah, you're done. If you want to be at heavyweight, you're going to stay at heavyweight. Then get you some matches, do it that way. But light heavyweight, you're done. That's what I would
Right.
have expected. Like, nah, just stay up there then.
Now, see, if he would have came back in his post interview and,
Apologized,
well,
been like,
say,
hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah, be humble. Be like, hey, look, I messed up. You know what I mean? I take responsibility because
it's too much character.
Yeah, exactly.
He has too much. He's playing too much into his character.
Right.
He needs to know when to dial it back and really be honest with the people and like, hey, no, I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to do something like that, but not just come out here and still be talking shit. Like it just doesn't look good anymore.
Yeah. And so that's what I was saying too, because if you come back and say, look, I owe it to the fans, I owe it to the to Ron, who did the right thing, and I owe it to myself, to come in here and take this serious. If you would have said that, I probably would be a fan of his. I'd be like, okay, so he saw his mistake. You know what I mean? He saw his mistake. Okay, and now he's on the right course. That probably would turn me. But the fact he came out and he called out Ron and his wife in his post interview, and he's like, "Hey, whatever you guys are doing, keep doing it because it's working for me." You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean it's working for you? What do you mean for them to keep doing what they're doing? You mean by doing the right thing?
Yeah, making weight, like following the rules. Like, no, it was real bad. I'm really disappointed in the whole situation that happened around that. Like, it's not a good look for the sport entirely.
Yeah. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have a feeling I don't know. I would probably wager a bet on it that he's going to try to go to the heavyweight because at this point, if you're looking at it for his point of view, I mean, what's his options? You know what I mean? Because there's no way he's going to get another shot at the title anytime soon.
Yeah, so it's either cut down to 185, which you couldn't even cut down to 205.
Right.
How are you cutting down to 185? Or gain weight and climb up the rankings and try to fight at heavyweight. But again, that's going to be a rough match for you because, once you get up to like even Nate, these guys in the top 5 are not to be played around with. Like, there's a reason they're there in the top 5. Like, those guys have experience now. Everyone's been training. Everyone's looking better. So it's really goofy for me. Like, he really shot himself in the foot permanently, or at least next year in the sport, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. And I get Dana White's reason for having him because he's good for the league with, his energy and but at some point, you got to hold him accountable. I mean, yeah. So,
like, you can't just be letting stuff too much slide for one person.
Right.
Imagine if that happens to another person and they'd expect the same treatment. Like, but treat him like that, like, what's going on?
Right.
But it's really just, he's popular. He knows how to get views and attention, and it works for him.
Yeah. So let me go back to your weight division. So who in your weight division for the heavyweight that's coming up the ranks do you think is going to be a tough contender coming up?
I'll stick with new guys. I feel like if Ellis really slowed down and figured out his slap and how to really use his length to his advantage, he could be a really tough opponent. He's tall. He got the reach, hit you from anywhere on that stage. It looks like. So I feel like he could be a tough opponent. But he did get a little shook from Dorian, so I don't know about that. I'd love to, honestly, the people I'd love to face going down the list is just, I'd love to have a rematch with Dwayne because that man stays plotting on me. Like, we've become friends at this point, but he's been plotting on my downfall since our last match. So I just want, we need to get
a rematch.
gotta get the rematch out of the way. And then I'd love to try to fight Dorian because, he's said to have the strongest chin in the heavyweight division. And I knock out everybody that has strong chin. So,
Right.
I want to push that and test my power against his chin and, see who's more powerful in that aspect.
Right.
So, those are two matches I really like to see in the future.
Right. And you know what? The other thing that I kind of missed on this one, and we kind of talked about this last time we talked, is the women's division. I wish that they would get more competitors in the women's division as well, because the whole fight with Jackie and Sheena, that was huge in Power Slap 6. That was probably one of the most anticipated.
Oh yeah, that killed it online. Like that was biggest fight of the event by far.
Right, exactly. So have them but not only to have Sheena and Jackie come back, but I'd like to see that division grow.
Actually get more fighters. I heard they're trying to bring more fighters in, but that's just on people signing up for that part of the sport. But I've heard talks that there's more female fighters, and there might be some on season 3 of the show, but that's all just speculation.
Right. So there's quite a few people, females that I know that I think would be huge in Power Slap. There, Christina Fiera in UFC. Is she UFC or she bare knuckle? She might be bare knuckle, but she's tough. She's tough, and I like to see her come on and compete. And then, I mean, there's other females out there that I think would be great contenders, and go for an actual title, put a title on the line, and have
build an actual league around the females division. Yeah, right. I feel like they're definitely looking to do that, especially seeing how well, that side of the sport does it. They're definitely going to try to grow that aspect as much as they can.
Right. And and that's the thing we talked about too with the females, is this is the only sport that I can think of off the top of my head that women have almost an equal opportunity as the men.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
It's like when you watch the WNBA against the NBA or any other, it's like everybody's focused on the men's division. They're not really focused on the women's. On here, they have a real shot. Yeah, they have a real shot because people really want to see it. Maybe it just may be a bunch of sadistic men who just want to see women slap each other. But I mean,
that might be half of it. Who knows? But the women's division is definitely like a lot of their videos blow up. But no, a lot of them just bad.
Right.
Yeah, it's such an early part in the sport where the only opportunities they don't have is that there aren't more competitors out there for them to fight right now. Right. I know Sheena is chomping at the bed to get another fight, especially after that last match.
Right. And I'm surprised they didn't do an automatic rematch because of how that one ended. Now, see,
I'm surprised about,
because if you talk about like the rematches, like I was totally opposed to the automatic rematch with Ron and Turpin. But if Jackie and Sheena were to have an actual rematch, that makes sense because of the way that fight ended with the controversial call. You know what I mean? With Jackie, and I'm not really sure, if that was the right call. Because I think Jackie may have. I mean, she looked like she knocked Sheena out.
I mean, either way, she was going to get DQ'd because she basically jumped during that slap.
So, yeah. I saw the. Yeah, but but they have the rematch for that.
Yeah, they would definitely be a good rematch because the DQ doesn't really. That's why they can't give like Dorian or Ellis the title shot after their last match, even though they're top contenders. Like, or even have to put them in because the DQ kind of ruins the fight for everybody. The person that did got knocked out, they're on suspension, they're messed up. The person that knocked that person out, you just took a loss off of a foul. Now you're now you look bad in the eyes of the fight makers for
Right.
moving up the rankings.
Man.
So
So let me ask you this: with the match between Danny and Manu, with Danny getting DQ'd, how does that affect him running for the super heavyweight?
I mean, if you're running for any title, a DQ is an immediate setback. Like, yeah, you're really going to have to kind of restart your journey, at least in how I understand it, because they really want to see dominant wins,
Right.
and if you're over here DQ, that's the exact opposite of what they want. Like,
Right.
The exact, no. So it's actually dropping you down. So you're really going to have to earn back that respect and trust.
Man. So, and that was a good matchup too between Danny and Manu. So, and that's the second and third, contenders in that league, because you got Hawaiian Hitman second, and then of course the Crazy Hawaiian has the title. So that's that right there is a crazy league to follow too. So our division to follow. That's crazy.
Especially having brothers.
Right, exactly, and that's what I think is going to make that so popular, is because that was the sell for the Danny and Manu, because they're friends, and Manu was Danny's best man at his wedding.
Shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Manu, so Danny had just got married on Tuesday, and Manu was his best man at his wedding, and then a couple days later, that Friday, they're facing off each other. So.
Just wild.
So, and then and then you have the Hawaiian brothers, the Crazy Hawaiians and Hawaiian Hitman. I think that'd be huge too, because and then imagine that who's getting the bragging rights after that one, because those two guys both look tough.
Yeah, it's going to be it'd be a crazy match,
right?
That's definitely going to be like a main event if it ever happens.
So I wonder if they're going to do it in Hawaii, which would be cool, or if they'll do it in Vegas. But either way, that's a match that's got to happen.
Oh yeah, and I'd imagine they save that one for Hawaii. That's a big Hawaiian event. That's when I played my card that I was born in Hawaii. So that's why I get onto that card. They're like, hey, how are you not going to have me out there? That's my birthplace. Right, exactly. You ain't going to let me return to my birthplace? Come on, guys, support me here.
Right. And there's a lot of
on a trip to Hawaii.
So you got a lot of guys that's from Hawaii that's in the league. So I mean, that's huge for that. To get it sanctioned in Hawaii and then be in Hawaii for a match. So let me ask you this: with the sport changing as much as it has, where do you see Power Slap? I'll say in the next 5 years. Where would you like to see it?
I mean, I could see it definitely growing into like an international thing. They're already talking about, in the future looking to do international events. Right. I mean, they're talking about in October doing an international event. So what am I talking about? Wow. Yeah, they're planning to spread this worldwide. So I can definitely see this in 5 years being like a real major sport type thing. But more than that, I just can't imagine. I couldn't imagine this in a year's time. So 5 years down the road, this growth has been exponential, so I don't know where the top's going to lead us.
Cool. Yeah. And so, I mean, and like I said, just in the last two Power Slaps, between Power Slap 6 and 7, you could see a major difference in the crowd that's coming and showing up. And so it seems like that atmosphere is just, part of it maybe because of Vegas, but it looks like an exciting atmosphere to be involved in, for a sport.
Oh yeah, watching an event live is incomparable to watching it online. Like once anyone that's not a fan sees an event live, I feel like that's where you really change it. Like, oh, damn, that was badass. Hold on,
right?
That's when you look at it like, oh, okay, like that double take look. But watching a live event is just, it's such a the energy is up, the
Right.
atmosphere is impeccable. Like these guys really know how to put on a good event.
Right.
Impeccable.
So I mean, if Daniel watches this or whoever, I'd love to do a live show from the event and be able to do the post interviews. Well, I say post interviews, but depending on the state of mind of somebody after the fight, you might have to do the pre interviews before they get in,
Yeah,
so they remember who they
pre-interviews
are.
only.
Because a post interview, they may have forgot their name or what. After
Fair
getting hit so hard.
And just make sure that you're interview. I'm fighting. If
Right.
I'm fighting, I think you'll at least get one interview.
So and
I got Damon's on the card. I got one guaranteed.
Right. And I know Ron will do it, and I know Danny and Manu will come in. So
Oh yeah. Yeah. No,
so
awesome.
I told Ron I don't know if they'll let me because if I was the one doing the post interview with the Turpin, I would have called Turpin out. They probably would have thrown me out of the thing because I would have thrown the scale down and tell Turpin to get on the scale and see how much he actually was overweight. Yeah.
Yeah, like during fight day, because I was real curious about that too, because he weighed in at that amount. I hope he was trying to cut. So that was him at his lowest weight. What was he fighting at? Like, what was he actually fighting at?
Right.
After that all came out.
So that's what I said. I would have thrown down the scale and said, step on the scale. Because they said you came in at 222. They said 15 pounds. There's no way. I'd bet money on it that he was over 15 pounds. And I would have called him out. I would have thrown the scale down. Hey, step on it and see. And they probably would have kicked me out. So
fair enough.
Right.
The fans would have loved it though.
Yeah. So we'll see. And then I don't know if Temper ever wants to come on the show. I'd have him on the show. I call him out on it, but I definitely have him on the show. So we'll see.
That's awesome.
So what's next for you? What's for Power Slap? I know you've been working on merchandise. Coming up with
just got my merch line out. I actually just started a discount, 25% off. Use Kingslayer at checkout. But I got my merch line started. Got a couple things in the works for that. Try to do like a sort of a release every time I fight. Right. So I got my grand opening for this last fight, and then next fight I'm going to drop a couple more things in the merch store. But for Power Slap, just keep chugging along, keep training. I'm actually just going to go to the gym straight up every night, every morning. Honestly, twice as hard, especially after that last performance. It just every time you get a knockout like that, and boosts your motivation to work even harder. So, you know, I'm just going to really try to kill myself for the next 6 months, get ready for, whatever event is coming next.
Cool. I noticed too that they're starting to have a lot of commercials with the new Power Slaps. So they're starting to get endorsements. Have you guys ever thought about getting an endorsement and being in one of the commercials?
I haven't been talked to about any of that, but we've definitely went over as far as like contracts and stuff for that kind of stuff. So it's definitely possible in the future. I mean, they even had us doing stickers that are coming out now, or like little gifts that you have on your phone. So they're definitely starting to do more of the advertising for us and helping us along with that, because I promise you I'm terrible at social media. So bad at it.
And a lot of people are. A lot of people, I'm probably one of them too. Hey, I'm going to show you something too. I talked to Ron about this, but the Power Slap game, the mobile app.
Oh yeah.
So tell me about that. I'm like, I saw you and Ron on it. And I'm like, dude, and Sheena's on it. So
yeah, it's really cool. A couple months ago, they asked me to take photos to, because they were coming out with a mobile game. I was like, what? I got you. Don't you worry.
Right.
What photos you need? I'll take them right now. Dropped everything I was doing. But yeah, no, it's really cool, being a part of, that project, and, having your face in a video game. It's just kind of cool, you
Right.
grow up as a kid always playing these games, but you never imagine yourself, being a character in this game.
Right. So and it's gonna be cool too. You're like, yeah, I'd be bragging to everybody. I'd be like, hey, you see this new game?
you ever seen this game before? I'm actually in it.
Right.
Believe it or not. Yeah, I'm in this game right there. That's me. My face.
It's me on the cover. I'm on the cover.
Too bad the graphics. You can't really tell it's me.
Yeah, well, I knew immediately it was you but I know you too. So, but
yeah. But if you're just looking at it and then you look
Right.
at a photo of me, there's no way you can tell.
Because I saw it, I'm like, hey, wait a minute, there's Damien and Ron running in the front. At first, I knew it was Sheena because she's the only girl, so I'm like, it has to be Sheena. But yeah, so that's cool. I just so you know, I did download it and
Appreciate it.
So I've been playing it. Yeah. So anyway, well, cool, brother. Is there if somebody's wanting to follow you through this, with your championship run, what's the best way they could do that?
At the Bell SF, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, pretty much everywhere. I don't use X. If you hit me up on Instagram, I've been bombarded with messages. So to all the people that have messaged me, congratulations. Thank you. I'm doing my best to reply to everybody. I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you so much. I bottom of my heart, it warms my heart up every time. Like every time you meet a young fan or somebody,
Right.
comes up, congratulations, man. Like all the love messages, I really appreciate it. It's been a thrill ride, but
Right.
follow me anywhere on there, hit me up. I try to respond to everybody, at least get some little conversation going. I feel like everybody deserves a chance. I ain't nobody special. I ain't nobody crazy like that. So, I'm going to try to respond to everybody.
Cool. So, if you guys want to hit him up, go hit him up, and he's going to respond to you. So,
Yes, sir.
thanks, brother. Thanks again, man, for jumping on the show, man. And congratulations on your win. And keep that title, man. Keep that title run going, brother.
As long as possible, man. As long as possible.
All right, cool. So we'll have you back, man. We'll have you back, the next run when we figure out who it is that you're facing. And as always, dude, you're always welcome on the show, man. So
I appreciate it. Man.
We'll bring you back. I may even have you co-host the show with me.
That'd be awesome. I'm down.
All right, cool. So you remember TR Rage that was on the last show with us, the bare knuckle fighter.
Yeah.
He had a match last week, the same day you guys did. So he was making a title run. So he's going to be on tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, he's going to be on tomorrow. So we've been following him for I wanted to say a little over a year for his title run. So at some point he's going to get that title. So
excited for it.
Yeah. So I'm proud of all the stuff he's doing too. All right, brother. Well, thank you, man, again so much for being on the show, dude. Like I said, man, I always have a lot of fun bringing you in.
Yes, sir. Love to be here. Love to be on.
Cool. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, guys, you are uniquely designed with a purpose, and always keep moving forward. Peace.
Gotta get on camera.
Right.